There are places that call to you, and places that refuse to be tamed, and places where the earth still belongs to the wild. In this series, we're going back to Uganda, the pearl of Africa.
The guests are eating breakfast super early this morning because today is the day that they are going to trek deep into the windy jungle to try and find mountain gorillas. It's one of the highlights of the tour, and especially Kisoro, this district we're in, is very famous for. It holds some of the largest collection of gorillas in the world, and it is quite an incredible experience and a privilege to get to come and partake in.
Deep in the mountains of southwest Uganda lies one of Africa's most extraordinary wildernesses, the windy impenetrable forest. A vast ancient rainforest where towering trees, tangled vines and dense vegetation create a world of almost complete darkness beneath the canopy. And somewhere deep inside this jungle lives one of the world's rarest animals, the mountain gorilla. With fewer than 1,100 remaining in the wild, the Windy is one of their last strongholds. Our guests begin the trek following experienced trackers deep into the forest. Every step takes them further from civilization, closer to their goal. The terrain is steep, the vegetation relentless, and there are no guarantees of where the gorillas will be. But the trackers know the signs: broken branches, fresh feeding sites, and eventually the unmistakable evidence that a gorilla family is close. There is something strangely familiar about looking into the eyes of a mountain gorilla. Perhaps it's because they share around 98% of our DNA. Or perhaps it's the way they look at us, almost as though for a moment they're trying to understand us too. Deep in windy, impenetrable forest, these remarkable animals live in close-knit family groups, led by a dominant silverback. And just like us, family is everything. A mother will nurture her baby for years, carrying it, protecting it, and teaching it how to survive. For a species that has faced hunting, disease, and habitat loss, every new generation matters. Females usually give birth to just one infant every 4 to 6 years, making the survival of each baby incredibly important. And then there's the moment when you meet them. You look into the dark, intelligent eyes, and suddenly the distance between our two species doesn't seem quite so great. This is not simply an encounter with a wild animal. For a few unforgettable moments, it feels like looking into the eyes of one of our oldest relatives. After leaving the gorillas behind, the group heads east, heading towards Lake Bunyani, our stop for the evening. Climbing back aboard the bikes after having such an incredible morning trekking the gorillas, the privilege isn't lost on any of us. But now, it's just time to enjoy the ride. After leaving the lodge behind, we hit the dirt tracks once again, heading towards our final destination of Lake Mburu National Park. And even before we reach the park, the wildlife is already making its presence felt, as Noah's about to find out. Thankfully, Noah survives the encounter, and we're free to continue on our on-bike safari into the national park to see what we can see. Lake Mburu might be small, but it's teeming with wildlife. Zebra, giraffe, buffalo, impala, all at the roadside. After the morning safari, and just when we think the afternoon couldn't get any better, we come across a herd of giraffe, standing peacefully amongst the trees, and on a motorcycle. You're experiencing this completely differently. There's no windows, there's no safari vehicle between you and the wildlife. Just you, your bike, and these incredible towering animals. The giraffe barely seem bothered by our presence, calmly carrying on with their afternoon as we sit and watch. There's something almost magical about seeing them like this, surrounded by the African bush, with the bikes parked and the engines silent. For a moment the journey stops. There's nowhere else we'd rather be. Just an unforgettable encounter with one of Africa's most iconic animals.
Just a minute, don't move, don't move. Look at this guy running.
As the afternoon begins to fade, and we make our way towards the lake for one final gathering in the African bush, the sun's beginning to set and the light is changing. And for the last time on this journey, the whole group sits together, surrounded by the sounds of Uganda. And then something incredible. A hippo emerged from the water and came onto land. Even the ranger is caught off guard, and she immediately begins tapping her rifle, keeping a careful eye on the hippo and making sure the distance between it and our guests is maintained. Hippos may look slow and harmless, but they're responsible for more human fatalities in Africa than almost any other large mammal. So this is one encounter where keeping our distance is definitely a good idea. But watching this enormous animal emerge as the sun sets over the lake is pure magic, and one the guests will never forget. And just when we think Uganda has given us everything, there's one final surprise. On our way back to the lodge, another herd of giraffe brings us to a complete stop, standing right in the middle of the road. We sit there quietly and watch them pass, because this isn't our road, and this isn't our home. This is theirs. We've spent days travelling through Uganda, crossing its roads, forests and wilderness. But in the end, we're just visitors passing through. And somehow, as those giraffes stand in our path one final time, it feels almost as though the bush is saying goodbye.
Good morning and welcome back to the final day of the Pearl of Africa Tour 2026 here in Uganda. The guests have woken up here at Leper's Rest in Lake National Park, and very soon we're going to be getting on the road to Kampala. It's going to take about 5-6 hours to get back to Kampala. From here, the guests are well rested, a lot of stories shared last night and a lot of drinks had, and this is it. This is the last time we will be swinging a leg over the bikes. This is the last ride of the tour, and there's a kind of sadness to it, I think, a little bit. So we've got all the bikes sorted. We went to Lake National Park yesterday and had an incredible hippo encounter. They are lovingly named by this group land potatoes. Well, they're lovingly named by me land potatoes, but the group have accepted the term. So hippos, henceforth, if you come on an AMA tour, will be known as land potatoes by me if I'm leading it. Just checking the bikes, making sure they're all okay. They are, as always. And he was on land, and he got really close. So the ranger had to bang a weapon to scare him off. Definitely as close as I want to be to a hippo on land, 100%, because they're quick and obviously very dangerous. One of the most aggressive animals in Uganda. So yeah, this is it. For one final time, we will connect headsets, turn the keys and press the start button, and then before we know it, we will blink and we will be back in Kampala saying goodbye to each other. It's been an incredible tour. Uganda has delivered in every way possible, and we are so lucky that we get to be here. Hello and welcome to one final ride here in Uganda. This is it. We are on our way to Kampala, back home to drop the bikes off, have our last ride in this beautiful place. There's Mark, the founder of African Moto Adventures, the man himself. And really this is it. This is the final ride. There is an air of sadness. There is an air of longing to start this journey all over again and hoping that the memories that we've made here won't fade quickly. There's a time and a place to sit and remember, and that will be today and tonight when all of the guests safely get back to Kampala and we get off the bikes for one last time. This will be the moment that we all sit down, laugh, cry, share, feel thankful, feel grateful, all of the things. Very excited and very happy that we are here. Look at this lovely little truck and everyone waving at us. Hi! Yeah. We've had an incredible time here in Kampala, in Lake Mboro, and an incredible time here in Uganda. We couldn't have asked for anything better.
As the group makes their way back towards Kampala, there's a strange feeling amongst them. After everything they've seen and the miles they've covered, and the experiences shared, it's hard to believe it's almost over. What started as a group of strangers from different corners of the world has become something very different. Over the course of this journey, they've shared the roads, the laughs, the challenges, the wildlife, and the moments they'll probably be talking about for years to come. Soon, everyone will be heading home in different directions. Back to different countries, different lives and different routines. But they'll leave Uganda with something none of them arrived with. Friends from across the world, and memories from one unforgettable journey. This may be the end of the road, but it's a journey that will stay with them long after the bikes have been parked. Thanks for watching, guys.